If you want to see me swatch the Urban Decay Stoned palette, if you want to see me swatch the Urban Decay Stoned palette and the Urban Decay Stoned Vibes palette, then stick around. Hi there, it's Hélène, and I am so excited. Yes, we are going to play with these guys. And I do have a look that's very Urban Decay-like, but it's not from Urban Decay. So I'm just going to mention that if you want to see how I came up with this look, you may want to take a look at the Quad of the Month for September, look 1. That is what I have on my eyes. I know September, we're in October, I'm late, but that's how I came up with the look. And there's Juvia's Place in there, there's Colored Rain, and there's also Morphe. So anyway, we're going to play with these, so let's get to what we're after. I will put a timestamp right on screen here for where I get to the Stoned palette. I'm going to do this one first. And this is a mini. And if you know anything about me and minis, I really like small palettes for travel. So the Petit Pro 8-pan palettes from Viseart, they have my heart because I can mix and match and play around with them and just bring what I want. And I'm a very light traveler. So they are so fantastic. And when I saw Urban Decay came out with this one, and I was able to get it with points at Shoppers Drug Mart, I said, yes, please. And here is the palette. I have not touched it. The only thing I did was unboxed a bunch of Urban Decay products, which is why it has been featured in a video already. If you haven't seen that, it's one of my more epic Urban Decay unboxings, so I'll put it right there for you. Let's get into swatching. So I'm going to swatch all of these guys on this arm, and then swatch the Stoned palette on the other arm, and then we can just compare and contrast what is in the mini compared to what is in the larger palette. So I've got my finger swatching hand all ready, and I think we're going to do 3 and 3 for the swatching. And they are, the texture looks the same as in the main Stoned palette, and but the colors are different. The only two that I thought were pretty close was the 2 cream colors in the 2 palettes, but only swatching can tell. So that is the first 3. So let's go here. It's going to feel like a lot of real estate for just 6 shadows. There's the first one. Second. That's a nice matte. I like it. And third. That's very Urban Decay in my opinion. And here are the fingers. So let's go in one more time. Do they have names? Oh yeah, okay, so first one was Radiate. Sorry, I didn't tell you the names. Radiate, Attraction, and Seeker. Radiate, which I really like. Attraction, and Seeker. I like all 3 of them. I think they're pretty good. Seeker is a bit more sheer, but I think it would build up based on what I can see on the finger. I think it would build up. Okay, let's wipe off those fingers, and we're going to go for the second row. Here is the second row. We've got Optimism, Energy, and Eclipse. Optimism. Energy. And Eclipse. It's funny that a brown is called Eclipse, but who knows? I'm really liking Energy. I really like that one. And let's see here. So it looks like they're quite buildable. The first swatch is sheer, but does offers the coverage. And then when you get the second one, you get the opacity. So I'm okay with that. And it's really like the shadows really seem to have two eyeshadows in them. And it's only as you put your brush or your finger in that they kind of become one. Here's Optimism again. Energy, let's see how that builds up. Yep. And Eclipse. Energy and this one, which is, the blue one is Seeker. Seeker and Energy, they give me Moondust vibes. And to a certain extent, Radiate too. That's interesting. And I do like the mattes. I think the mattes are very, very workable. They build up nicely. Mattes don't often swatch all that well, but they're definitely swatching well. I could see myself doing a first look using Radiate, Eclipse, and what's this one again? And Optimist. These two mattes and that first one, I could definitely see my first look with those for sure. And I do like this this combo of three here as well. There's a lot that I feel I could do with those 6 pans. And it's like those three, it's not a duochrome, but duo shadows. They have a complexity to them, and I think they're neat. I really do. And now that I've put my fingers in the pan, it's almost like you can see that unified color in the middle. I get the color or the light just right for you. You can see how they mix and create a different color. So that's really interesting to me. I've never seen eyeshadows like this. Now it could just be gimmicky, but I literally have never seen eyeshadows like this. Okay, now we go into the bad boy, and let's see what this is like. So if you haven't seen this yet, it has this really amazing relief on the front of the box. So it can be, I guess, a pain for storage. Maybe it'll end up on top by default. And then it opens up very much like a number of other Urban Decay palettes. This one, this configuration makes me think of the Electric. And it does have a brush. And let me take the brush out of the plastic here so we can take a look. So one flatter side, and then one fluffier side. And I would see myself using this end as a liner, and then this end to put mattes, but I think that I would use my fingers for all of these center shadows. That's just my point of view with this, but I'm going to put this brush aside because otherwise it's going to just keep falling out of the palette. Okay, so we've got this arm done, and for this arm, my preference is to swatch all 4 of the mattes first so that we can kind of compare them to each other, and then go and do the stoned shadows. I think that's what I'm going to do. So let me just roll up this sleeve of mine here, and we're going to do Good Karma and Antidote, the 2 top ones first, and then Hexed and Third Eye afterwards. And the reason I want to do Third Eye last is because apparently it's more like a satin than a matte, based on what I've heard so far. So let's go with a Good Karma and Antidote. Oh, and if I didn't mention it, the 6 pans are smaller than the full-size stoned palette, just as a comment here. So we've got Karma, and I don't remember what you are. but I have to double swatch, so we'll know sooner than later. So Karma and Antidote. Why did I not remember Antidote? Karma and Antidote. Antidote builds up pretty well, but Karma is so close to my skin tone, it's really hard to see. And fingers, my hands are so dry. Until 2020 type cleaning is over, my hands are always going to be a mess. All right, so we're going to go now down to Hexed and Third Eye. We'll swatch those right away. I like Hexed, but I'm a sucker for Urban Decay purples. Okay. And back in. It's like a burgundy purple. Okay, so there are the first four. And we have two more sets of four. I'll be using all four of my fingers for the next set of swatches. Okay, so we're going to do this whole first row right here. And we have Jade, Opal Aura, Tiger's Eye, which looks really neat, and Vibes. They're all pretty neat. Look at that. Okay. So Jade, Opal Aura, Tiger's Eye, and Vibes. Let's just show you that first swatch nice up and close. Okay, and we're going to go back in. I just scooted myself a little bit closer to the camera so that as I'm swatching you can see it better. I was a little far back. For a swatching video, I was a little far back. Okay, so here we go again. Can you see? There we go. So that was Jade, then there was Aura, Pink, Opal Aura, Tiger's Eye, and Vibes, I think, yeah. Vibes. And here we go. And the fingers. Okay, we are now down to the last four, and we have Bloodstone. Not sure if this is Ojo or Oho. And what's the next few? Raw Energy and Meditate. So let's do swatches of those. And if I'm driving you crazy by having the palette upside down, my apologies. I always worry if the mirror is on top, I'm going to blind you with the ring light, and I try not to do that. Because I don't like it when it happens when I'm watching videos. Here we go. That was Bloodstone. I'm going to say Ojo because I don't know any different. Oh. Sorry, wasn't high enough. Raw Energy. And Meditate. Okay, so let's do those again. I really like this one, but I always like those green browns. And I do really like the name Bloodstone. And Raw Energy is really sheer. So we've got some intense colors and some very, very light colors. Okay, so we've got Bloodstone again. Ojo. Raw Energy. And Meditate. Okay, Meditate's showing more color. And Raw Energy is like, Raw Energy is like, it's like a topper in a way. It looks like it has a clear base. So it can be quite a bit more subdued for a lighter look. Now, oh, and I want to show you the fingers one last time. See what I mean? It doesn't have much. It's really a transparent base to me. Okay, so I'm going to wipe my fingers and we can take a really good look at both palettes here. So first off, let's take a look at both of them. Hopefully the colors are showing through. So this little 6-pan is definitely a lighter cousin, I would say, to the bigger palette. They are certainly all unique colors. I would say that there are only a couple that are quite similar. So Tiger's Eye down here and Radiate up here. I think it's called Radiate. Yeah, they're somewhat similar. Different, but somewhat similar. It's almost like Radiate is a mix of these two. And there's some overlap in the mattes as far as similar colors, but I would say that those mattes, there's only 4 in the bigger one and 3 in the smaller one, that we would run out of mattes first before running out of anything else, unless you end up using these palettes just to go in for the stoned glittery shades. I don't have an issue with the mattes at all. I think that they swatched fine, the colors are fine. A lot of the colorful aspect of these two palettes really are in the other shimmery / metallic options. The one that is least stoned, in my opinion, is this one, which is Ojo, because it's a blue, but it doesn't have that kind of complexity as the others do. Just going to take another look here. Yeah, these 3 have that two-toned complexity. This one, yes, 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 not so much. And then this one, yes, because it looks like the shimmer, it's pink and green on that one. So yeah, I think that that this one missed the mark as far as it's the one that's not like the others. But overall, I think that these are, they are going to grab the attention, they are going to show up on the lid, and they are going to be different from what a lot of us have in our collection as far as just something that's a little bit unique. And I thought that because I had the heavy metals that this would be kind of repetitive, but I would say it's not. And it's funky and sophisticated at the same time. And I think that that's really good. I think this would appeal to a lot of people. Now, if I could have one shade or a couple shades that were not in this palette, I would say this one, because I'm not crazy about warm reddish browns, and the blue. I'm not a big fan, although I could see this maybe on the lower lash line. And I was worried that I actually wouldn't like the mini, but I almost like the mini as much, if not more, than the main palette. Go figure. Okay, so that is those are the swatches, those are my impressions about the swatches, and of course, there's nothing like doing a lookbook with a palette. I did 5 looks with the Urban Decay Ultraviolet. I will put that in the description box. And I also will do a handful of looks with these 2 palettes, I guarantee you, because I want to be able to tell you really what I 100% think of this palette as well from Urban Decay. If you have some requested shadows, please let me know. I'll even show you right side up. So here is the palette one more time. If you want to ask for specific shadows, please let me know, hey? All right, and let me show you the small one as well. I have to say, if you don't want the full size, I am very impressed with the color selection in this small one. And just to look at them, that's why swatching is so important. Just to look at them, I would never have thought that I would say this, that I almost like this one more as far as the color selection for me than the main palette. Go figure. As a bonus, I'm also going to swatch the one stoned pencil that I purchased from the collection. I decided to go for the green one because none of the other ones were really calling to me. So this is High Vibes, and it is a khaki green with a kind of gold in it. And it's really, I think, really nice. I have a Mildew and Stash from Urban Decay, and Stash is a bit more on the brown side, Mildew is a bit more on the green side. But this one is, it's like it's edgy but super sophisticated at the same time, and it just called to me, and I'm happy. I'm happy that I decided to get it. So that's it. That's all I have from the Stoned palette collection. I hope you enjoyed the swatches. Let me know what you think. And with that, I'll say I look forward to seeing you in the next video. But for now, take care.